Football is back, ladies and gentlemen, which now means it's time to get your team's football shirt. But I'm not trying to pay £120 for a football shirt. I'm just saying. But I have found the solution for myself and for you, the lovely audience of the Don Husam channel, with your own coupon promo code. And this is the solution, ladies and gentlemen. All you've got to do is just go to okjersey.com. As you guys can see, all the options are there. Of course, I'm a Liverpool fan, you guys already know. And then this is the shirt. Look how amazing it looks. I'm just gonna go pick my size, and then after that I'm gonna choose the Premier League patch. And listen, I'm too old to be putting any player names on the back, so I'm just gonna get it as it is. I'm gonna click add to cart, view cart, and this is the same thing that you guys do on any website. You proceed to checkout, you fill in all your information, and then after that, coupon code Husam. When you click this coupon code, you get a 8% discount. Enjoy shopping, guys. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. We don't usually do these streams on a Tuesday night, but I feel like we've had to run a nice little crisis meeting, Habibis, because Liverpool are in crisis. There is no nice way to say this. There is no way to unpack it other than the fact that we are in a crisis. Jerry James will be joining us in a bit to complete the quartet today, discussing all Liverpool activities. Mike Das is in the building. In his words, it's Tuesday and Liverpool are still... Actually, it's Tuesday, Liverpool still suck, would be the words that he would use.
You got it, baby.
Fozzy as well is joining us back on the channel. Big up to you, Fozzy. Nice seeing you here as well today. All the links are in the description, guys. So the channel of Fozzy, Mike, go give them all a subscribe. Go show them some love. You get me, and go show them the same support that you guys show me. There's already 212 people in the building. We haven't even started the stream yet. I don't want to keep interrupting the show to tell you guys to like and subscribe. So just like and subscribe. And listen, the code Husam10 might have expired, but we're back to code Husam, 8% off on any of your purchases, Habibi, on the website. Just go to OK Jersey, use code Husam. I'm wearing like a different shirt every day, so I'm wondering what shirt I'm going to rock up with tomorrow. But regardless, inshallah. Regardless, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Just a quick one, because you're getting called out already, Mike. So I'm a full screen you, because this is your own beef right here. Read it, read it. You have to get used to reading supers, because you're a big-time superstar now.
He's big time now.
Yeah, big time.
Imagine lambasting me for being slot out with don't engage nonsense, then being slot out one game later, hypocritical settings with the clown emoji.
Yes, and your response is, he's calling you out. You can't just sip tea.
It's not tea, it's coffee. And unfortunately, I don't want to get Husam demonetized in 3 minutes, but big up for having an opinion, and I do appreciate you. Ultimately, the manager has to prove whether or not he's worth it, and beyond even my lowest expectations, he has shattered those. So yes, things change. Wouldn't necessarily call it being hypocritical or reactionary, just noticing what's happening.
Okay. Big up red line of Tiranga. Anyway, guys, let's just start off the show. I want to ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask Fozzy this question, and I'm going to start off the stream with this question right here. Are Liverpool in crisis, Fozzy? And if you think we are in crisis, explain it to me.
Guys, 4 games, with 5 games in general, we lost, didn't it? But, 4 in a row in the Premier League. You could say we are in crisis. But the thing is, what worries me is the manager keeps going back to the same team every single time we play. You know what I mean? We could already pick the team before the game even started. It's something like that has to change. The head coach is not listening. He's just all over the place. I think like if he starts making changes, I've even put something in my stream earlier. Maybe go solid. Maybe go back to a defense that's not easy to get at, and that could defend, like Gomez as a right back, Roberts as a left back, Konate and Van Dijk at the back. And I'm even going for like Endo and Gravenberch in front of the defense. It's just to solidify the issue. But he ain't gonna go back to that, because he's gonna play the same team again. He's gonna try to prove us wrong. And this is what I said when I was here last time on the stream. People give me a side eye when I said stubbornness gets you the sack. Stubbornness gets, the loyal fans of the manager turn against him. And this is what's happening now. I've seen people who change their mind on him now. They're saying they want him out. They don't mind Klopp coming back or Areola at Bournemouth taking over or someone like that. This is how far we've come. We are in crisis. And the only way he can get out of it, in my opinion, everybody, is he needs to start changing. And it starts with the next games. In the next games, if he does not change the personnel in regards to being more solid, I think the end is nigh, man. And I'm not out. You know what I mean? I know, what he did for me last season. I know this is tough at the moment. I'm hopeful he could get out of it. But if he continues with the same lineup and same stuff that he's doing, he's going to be out sooner than we think. And we're hearing, like, recently, he's getting the backing from the owners and Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. But how much can the backing take him over the line if we keep him losing? We're losing to anybody, guys, now. You know what I mean? We're losing to, it doesn't matter what team it is. If it's at the bottom all the way to the top, we're losing. It does not matter. I can't even figure out the next win. Everybody's saying, Man City and Aston Villa. Aston Villa beat Man City. So Aston Villa is in a good form. I think they've been winning in the last few games. So they're going to come to Anfield over the weekend and give us more problems. And then we've got, Man City away after that. That's going to be more problems. So, like I said, we are in crisis. I believe so. But he has to find a way to get himself out of it in the next 3 to 4 games. If he doesn't, the end is here, man. The end is here, in my opinion.
By the way, guys, just checking up, Jerry James will be here in 10 minutes and Rax will be here in 10 minutes. Go ahead, Mike. Are we in crisis? That's the thing. Like, it's the same thing. I feel like Fozzy unpacked it, but
no. I don't think that crisis is the right word. I would categorize it as global thermonuclear war.
It's beyond that, Mike. It's beyond that.
Beyond that.
No. We're like the apocalypse is imminent. It is now just a matter of time before gravity does its work and the missiles decide to land on the ground. The reason why I hold this opinion, and the people who watch me do my own streams will know that we don't just say words. We go through the game, we pull up the pictures, we analyze, we hyper analyze every game. We look at what we're seeing, right? It's very difficult to watch a football game with your emotions and then be able to go back and recall everything. So you have to bring the pictures back up, rewatch the game, rewatch the passages of play, see where people are, where are the similarities. The issue for me is that people are calling it what I call it, but it's not even 10 minutes into the stream, so we're not going to say that yet. But to me, the biggest issue is that I'm only seeing regression. I'm only seeing it get worse. I'm only seeing him die on this hill even further, right? It's like,
Mike, you don't think he could change things? Like if he changes the personnel into more solid team?
The problem is that he did change things. In the second half against Frankfurt, we stopped building up with 4. At moments in time, I saw 7 players in our own half that then led to opportunities with 1 pass. But then I don't see it again, right? Like after the Frankfurt game, I was in the mindset of I need to see the second half go to the first half of Brentford. Otherwise, I know he won't change. My stance is very simple. View it like the best analogy I can give is you're a doctor. And you have a patient come to you, right? And you put the patient in the MRI machine and you spot something. You spot something that shouldn't be there. And you tell the patient, hey, listen, what's here right now, it's not going to kill you if we address it. But if we leave it, it could spread to your vital organs. And the patient says, go fuck yourself. You're a shit doctor. I'm all good. Fast forward, it's stage 4. I would rather get there early. This is what I see. I don't see any path forward. I mean, listen, I'm of the very inverse idea of a lot of people on Liverpool YouTube. I think that people talking about the misprofiling of players is insanity. I think people talking about players' performance is insanity. I think that we can have those conversations, but if I had to scale it from 1 to 10, that's a 2, maybe a 3. The 7 is what they're asked to do, and I know it's what they're asked to do because I see it every single week. I don't think, but guys, Adam Morton isn't going to help us. Ryan Gravenberch is the only midfielder that we have that is willing to invade a pocket of space. He's the only one who will not sit in a circle. So everyone's sitting here complaining about him being too progressive. He's the only one willing to invade space. So I need to play him, and he needs to be up the pitch. There is no singular six on the planet that you can put in the system and it just shorts things up. You can't just vacate your midfield offensively and expect not to get sliced through defensively. You also can't create by vacating the center of the park. Like these are basic fundamental mistakes that we make against Chelsea, Southampton, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, and now Brentford. The same mistakes. And these mistakes existed last year.
You could say in the beginning of the season was similar as well. If you look at the games, was 2-0 up and they, got back to 2-2, and then we scored last minutes. If you look, it's all through the middle. It's all through the middle of the goals they scored, especially Bournemouth in that as well.
But the narrative is we have a bad defense. Like, this is my issue, is that I feel, whether it's YouTube to blame or whatever, but everyone has become obsessed with symptom-based analysis, right? Everyone wants to talk about the surface level. People want to say we have terrible defense, but they don't want to ask themselves why. Okay, well, how come Frankfurt couldn't build out of their own half in the second half? How come Frankfurt were getting pressed to death? How come they gave us like 15 straight throw-ins? Well, because you clogged all the passing lanes, because you had a compact structure and you were counter-pressing. Is that what has been missing from the defense in the Premier League this whole season? Yes. In spells against Atletico Madrid, Everton, we did it. But then we revert to type. We sit in Arne slot shape, this slow, lethargic, senior living facility paced football, and we get done in. Like, it isn't, I don't think that the solutions are complex, but I think that our manager is adamant on playing this style of football, and he's going to do it until it works. And I have no belief in it working. Even if we beat Brentford, I would still be sitting here equally as mad. Even if we beat Chelsea or United or Crystal Palace or any of these games. I saw something today saying that we've created the most chances in the Premier League. And I'm like, that's like putting whipped cream on shit. It doesn't change the fact that what I'm watching is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is basic football. Basic football. I don't want to hear you tell me that we faced 591 long balls. Bro, like, genuinely get that out of here. Like, no duh. Why do we, no one wants to ask why we are facing long balls. Okay, well, what happens when they recover the ball in their final third? Well, no one presses them. Okay, what does that mean? Well, they get the time to look up. Okay, well, if they get the time to look up and I don't have a midfield, they're a Premier League footballer. Do you think that they have the ability to pick out a pass? If the answer is no, wake up. They do. All they need is 2 seconds. And you give it to them every week. Like, guys, we're trying to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is there. It's right there. It's right in front of you. Just notice it, make the changes, but you're not. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like who is getting paid at this club to watch the footage? Who is doing my job at the club? Who is analyzing film? I barely do it.
I will sack them, Mike. If I knew about that, I will sack them, because they're not analyzing shit. You know what I mean? Listen. At the end of the day, every game that we watch, the same players are making the same mistakes. Every game that we watch. Why is it reoccurring? Why isn't that, analyzed during the training sessions? Like when you're in the actual training ground, why do you pull players in each and show them the mistakes they're doing? Because it happens in every game that we play. Nothing ever gets resolved. Next game, we're going to go through the same shit again, and the same goals are going to go in first 5 minutes, first 16 minutes. It's the same crap every game. And I'll worry, because what I've realized in this season, guys, you might believe me or not, I honestly don't think this season we went with the mentality of, preparing for it in a way that we're going to go and, win the league title by hard work and grit. I think we've gone into this season with Arne Slot saying, let's go out there, and then, we will transition during the season. But you go out there, you're better than them, you could beat them kind of attitude. And you know what I mean? Like, he bought so much firepower, we're going to outscore them. Because last season we was winning games by, the odd goal here and there. This season we could, outscore teams while we're transitioning during the season. But it backfired, because we're not really scoring a lot of goals. We're scoring goals, but we're not outscoring teams or anything like that. And go on, Mike.
Let me ask you both a question just quickly, but just on that point. What is Liverpool's current identity?
There ain't.
What's our Like,
You
banter
actually
aside,
want me to
genuinely,
say
I know
it?
we're all in pain, but what's actually the identity? Like, what's Slot trying to do in his mind? Like, if you were to go into Slot's mind, what do you think he's trying to do?
Anti-football.
No,
Anti-football.
like Mike.
Mike, that's too much.
What is
Bro,
Slot
you-
trying
bro,
to do? Genuinely.
Bro,
Husam,
I can break it down so easily.
Go on.
Why do we play slow? Because Slot wants to do his best to mitigate fitness. So he wants to pick periods in the game of which we're slowing down the pace. We're not overexpending energy. We're not overexpending energy. But when you do that, the opposing defense does not expend energy, right? What did we see that whole first 35 minutes of the Brentford game? Liverpool players walking, Brentford defenders walking. If they're walking, they're not expending energy, which means that their legs aren't going to be gone when it comes to the 75th, 85th minute. So number one, he's trying to mitigate injury risk. Number two, he's trying to establish control with possession. We had 70% possession in that game. We had more than double the amount of passes. Can anyone genuinely believe that? They had 288 passes. We had like 590.
Where's the passes going? It's just going to the same direction, which is back and forth. That's it.
But you have to ask yourself, why are the passes going back? Why are we forced to move laterally? Why are we forced to move backwards? Well, people want to tell me that we have a fullback problem at this football club. Okay, do me a favor. Can you name a single fullback on the face of the earth for 90 minutes, can get isolated on the wing and beat two guys every time? Go ahead, name one. Chat, name one fullback who can beat a 2v1 every time breaking out of his own half, because that's what's being asked of both of our wing backs, right? You're building up with 4 against a mid-block of 5 every week. So you're automatically losing the numbers game. I know people like to say I'm a calculator. What's 5 minus 4 plus 1 to Brentford? Okay, copy that. They also won by 1. Guys, it is simple. It is so simple. I truly believe that he thinks that these players are superhuman. I think that he believes that these guys are all FC 26 creative player additions. 99 stats, everything. Everything is all good. They can do absolutely everything on their own. That just doesn't work. And teams figured this out. They figured before every game, I have said, stick 5 in midfield, you beat us. What has happened since then? Crystal Palace stuck 5 in midfield. Southampton before that did it and almost beat us. Brentford did it. Palace did it. Frankfurt did it, but they did it unsuccessfully. And who am I missing? United did it. Chelsea did it.
Chelsea, yeah.
It's anti-football.
You want to know? I was playing with the tactics board earlier on, and like I was trying to think, like, okay, when we get abused, where is everyone on the football pitch? I know Mike has still images and everything, right? But I was just trying to find out, and like when I was this is like my genuine conclusion, because I'm listening to what Mike says. This is the lineup that we had, right? This is the lineup that we had on Saturday. Every time Liverpool lose the ball, like let's say Salah has the ball here, he loses it, or Gakpo or whatever, right? You want to know the issue? The issue isn't Verts and Ekitike being here. The issue is why is Jones here and why is Szoboszlai here?
Hold on.
And then, like, Uncle Albert, he came on at halftime. Everyone here knows Uncle Albert. He was like, okay, so Slot, we know you don't have a DM. Why don't you just ask Jones to sit? Why don't you just ask, as an example, why don't you just ask Szoboszlai to sit? Why don't you just ask someone to be off help so we can at least do this?
Therefore, we don't need someone to sit, though,
intercepting passing lanes. When we're building out from the back, this is something that Mike has actually pointed out so accurately. This is the issue, right? Bradley is high up here, right? Bradley is high up here. Ekitike and Verts are literally in the same space. Gakpo's isolated by himself. And when we're building up, we actually do this, by the way. Just so if you guys know. We're building up like this.
But you have to make it 4.
Sometimes John even here. We're building up with
5 in their midfield.
One of the best overlapping fullbacks in the whole league is being asked to play left center back, and then everyone will come here and call him Twerkaz. If Twerkaz was just here, and we do this like a normal fucking football club, Verts drops back a little bit. You get me?
That's a little disingenuous, Husam.
All these things don't happen. So that's why when Mike was saying, and we'll bring out the tactics board again later, but that's why when Mike was saying, like, okay, he's asking them to do superhuman activities. And when Fozzy earlier on was saying, if he continues doing this, he's going to get sacked. I'm watching this right now and I'm thinking, bro, if this guy, like, I'm Husam from Jordan. Fozzy, Mike, both of them, just like myself, YouTubers who talk about Liverpool Football Club. We don't have UEFA B coaching license. It's just Mike from America.
I deserve one.
It's
I'm a Yank.
Husam
I'm
from
a
Jordan.
Yank.
You get me? It's Mike from America. It's Sam from Jordan, and it's Fozzy from England. And how the fuck are we saying stuff that a Premier League winning manager can't see? Like, I genuinely, like, I legitimately can't believe it, because I'm watching the build-up, and it's funny because me, Mike, and Tom were having the same exact conversation on Thursday. We were talking about the build-up, and we were talking about the 3-1 build-up versus the 3-2 build-up, and we were talking about occupying space and how we can, suffocate the opposition, how we can build up properly. Here's the issue at Liverpool right now. Can't build up properly. In the words of Mike, I'm going to steal his words, but he's completely accurate with it. Our formation is 3-0-0-0-0-0-0-0-0-6. Like, there is no one in midfield. That whole midfield is empty, by the way. And you want to know what proves it? He played the double pivot that all of us wanted him to play. Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones.
What did Curtis Jones do?
No one wanted Endo. We wanted those two. And we still can't build up properly. So now what?
But the vital error that he made in that Brentford game. So something that he actually did that worked against Frankfurt was we were building up with 5, but the double pivot was rotating. So there were times where Curtis Jones would go into a wingback position on the left-hand side, and Connor Bradley was the fixed right-sided wingback, but there were always 5 in the middle, right? So Curtis Jones was a wide outlet, Connor Bradley was a wide outlet, and there's 5 in the center, and Chiesa, who's our best off-ball mover on the pitch, is actually occupying midfielders. So Wirtz is allowed to roam. What he did against Brentford was he said, you know what? I know that all worked amazing, but I'm a genius. Fuck that. Let's just go 3 at the back, Szoboszlai. And then let me just isolate my fullbacks into 2-on-1s so that they can pass it back to Mamardashvili, and then people can say that Mamardashvili is poor, even though every single time he got on the ball, he had no one to pass it to. Like, guys, I don't think people fail. I think people are failing to realize that we had to start going long because Slot is unwilling to change the way he builds up. We went long in the second half because he said, screw building on the ground. He said, enough. I'm not going to drop more players back. I'm just going to tell you to kick the ball further. And what did we do? We kicked the ball into 2v1s. And then people say our players lose duels. Okay, well, what's a player supposed to do when he has to not only win the header, but come down and collect the ball himself because he has no one else around him? Like, we cannot build out of a press because we don't drop the numbers to do so. I've seen us do it in the past. We did it excellently in the first half of last season, and then we abandoned it. And then we have continued to abandon it. And today, that's what's killing us. 5-on-4. That's what Liverpool is. It's 4, it's 0, it's 0. There's 5 opposing players in those 2 zeros, and it's the rest of our team. And albeit this whole time, everyone's just having a stroll, taking a little peruse. I mean, I could, if I was getting paid to put this much effort in to make 150,000 pounds a week, holy shit.
It is frustrating, Mike. It is, man. Sometimes I see like 4 players, at the back line of the opposition, and they don't even move. You know what I mean? And nobody can get the ball to them.
They don't have to move. Yeah, they don't have to move, Bonzi.
It's impossible to get the ball to them as well. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and it starts from the coach. That's what it is. You know what I mean? If you go into the season with a lack of preparation, you know what I mean, and forgetting, like, you are the standards, you are the champions of England. Everybody is looking at you. That's the whole point of this, guys. When teams restart the season, they trying to compare themselves to the best team in the league, and we're disrespecting the rest of the league by not even try to prepare for teams like this, game in and game out. And then when we come into the games, everybody beats us. And not only that, the head coach already told them our tactics before the game in the press conference. We lose battles in the long balls. We lose battles in the throw-ins.
Echo, Jerry.
But yeah, there's one thing I want to say, because I've seen a couple people in the chat bring it up. They're talking about you guys are being dramatic. You guys are very angry. But
I'm not out, by the way.
No. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. I mean, I'm get the ball Dutchman out of my team, but I'm not going to sit here and hold any malice against you if you're not. Regardless of that, guys, the precedent here is that we won the Premier League. We apparently dog walked it, but then we spent £500 million. My expectations are to win this Premier League, not even a question. So the second that becomes challenged, yes, the world is on fire. Yes, I'm going to get angry because right now I'm looking like a big oafer. I mean, listen, if I start 3 backups tomorrow against the first team Crystal Palace, goodbye. FA Cup, there's no point in even thinking about that. Champions League, listen, anything can happen, but am I really confident? No. And then Premier League, I'm already 7 points behind a team that's conceded 3 goals, and one of them was a 35-yard free kick. Like, get real. Of course you're gonna blow up. And even furthermore, it's because you cannot sit there and articulate what he's building towards. I have not found a single person on the internet who has told me that I need to trust Slot articulate to me what is Liverpool football that he's building to. Until that happens, how am I supposed to not?
Question I'm trying to ask you: what's Slot's identity? And then you said
there is none. There is. He is the Antichrist. He is the Antichrist right now of football, in my opinion, bro. Who plays with no midfield? Who plays with no midfield? Name a single manager in the history of the world who has decided to vacate their midfield both offensively and defensively. You just brought up on the tactics board how why don't we just have Curtis Jones sit? That's not the right question. The right question is, in transition, why is it that my whole midfield is warped to the ball? Why do all 3 of my midfielders vacate their positions and ball hawk? Why are all of them ball focused? Therefore, vacating the space behind them, 1 pass is all it takes. Now you're in behind. Now I'm surely fucked. Like, guys, this is basics. Basic.
I can even bring up the 3 images that you sent me, by the way. I have them.
Dude, I've got like 8 million. I mean, that's why I do it on my channel, because no one wants to sit here for 2 hours and analyze a game. But I record every game now. I record every game. I mark timestamps. Yep, I mark timestamps. I go back and I show you for yourself, and then all I ask is, tell me why I'm wrong. And I have yet to see a single person tell me why I'm wrong.
Big up Rax as well. Hi JJ and Rax.
Big up JJ. Sorry, I need to let people talk.
No, it's fine. It's fine, Mike. You stop questioning yourself. You're cooking. What's Mike's channel called? Mike Das is in the description. So Rax and Jerry, you walked into the correct time of Mike calling Slot the Antichrist of football.
Jerry looks like he's in prison. Is that a prison behind him?
It is.
I'm in a cell. I'm in a cell, honestly.
He's had enough, man. He's had enough.
I'm in a cell. I told everyone. Do you know what I mean? When we done the transfers, Husam, do you remember I said, let's not get excited? Do you remember I said this? And it wasn't the right time. You guys were being too negative. I said it. And do you know what I feel like, Rax? I feel like, you know the guy, right, that goes, is that not like Nostradamus, but he goes and tells people, look, winter's coming, but they don't want to listen to him and they lock him up in a cell. And now the CIA are coming to him 20 years later trying to get what were you trying to tell us? It's over. It's over. And to Mike's point, it's over. It's done. There's nothing to trust. There's nothing to there's no basis. There's nothing to grasp your hands with. There's no direction. I don't see any positives, because the biggest point and the biggest worry for me is, right, and obviously I coach, so obviously when you do UEFA badges, there's 3 things that they always obviously talk about when they're talking about like the best managers, right? And they say it's instilling an identity, a style, a philosophy, not necessarily a style of play, but an identity and a philosophy at a team, right? It's your management, and then the last thing is about success. That's what you're measured upon, right? I know, obviously for a fact, we all know obviously you won the league, so the success is there, right? But I know for a fact, and I told people this, that the man management is terrible. Forget what I know. We can see it with our own eyes with regards to how Chiesa has been treated, how Quanta has been treated, how Gomez has been treated, how Jones has been treated at times, how Gomez, Endo, Elliott, the list goes on, right? The list goes on, right? We see how these players have obviously been treated. Management team, obviously man management's not great. And on top of that, and this is the biggest point, is he has no identity. If I was to ask you guys what are the 3 characteristics of Slot ball, you wouldn't be able to go and tell me. You would tell me it's 45 minutes. You would tell me it's, he makes small adjustments. I'm sorry, that's not good enough, because you've had now a season and let's be honest, a season and now till November to go and instill an identity. You've spent 500 million to instill an identity, and you still haven't been able to go and do so. That's criminal.
There is one positive though, Jerry. There is one positive. We are so bad in our anti-football. I'm sorry, we're so good at anti-football that we've created the most chances in the Premier League. Think about that. We've created 107 chances and we play this bad. Imagine if this team actually played football and we didn't play 3-1, 0-0, 0-0, 0-6.
But the thing is, we create. Listen,
Our creativity isn't sustainable, though. I'll be honest.
exactly, and this is what it is. It's the creativity.
I would question the sustainability of the chances that we create more than anything else, because it's always like Chiesa's got to dribble past 3 players to create a chance, or Salah has got to do outside of the foot Trivela
All I'm
to
saying
the head
is,
of Isak.
the only point
Or
there is
Gakpo has to put in a perfect
is-
cross. Like, we don't really do stuff
yes,
that I
it
can
is
do.
individual brilliance, but like the only positive here is look at the individual brilliance that can be created without playing football. Imagine the individual brilliance that could be created if we did play football. And I think that that's what the second half of Frankfurt was, because I think we should have scored 7 goals. We should have scored 7 in that second half with the way that we were playing.
It's that, and let's be honest, Frankfurt were crap.
Frankfurt, yeah, for sure.
Frankfurt could concede so many goals that they played into our hands. Remember, you're forgetting, if you leave Liverpool with space in behind and space to be able to transition, they'll kill you. But teams are just nullifying that. So teams are just saying, we're not going to give you the transition. So guess what? Break us down. The problem, and the thing is, this is a problem that hasn't only stemmed from now. This was a problem when we had Klopp. No, and it was a problem when we had Klopp. When we played Klopp, we had to manufacture transition moments in order to create chances. And when we couldn't do that, we all complained about, why is Henderson putting that first time cross into the back post? Why is Trent just spamming crosses? Because ultimately, that's what it kind of became at times. There was no intricate play. There was no build-up because Liverpool relied on transition. But what Liverpool did really well, though, is they were able to go and press really well. So they'd win the ball back and then create moments where they can hurt you in transition. This team cannot go and press. This team... It seems like a mismatch of like players. You've got a number 10, but we don't really play with like a real number 10 or play a style of football that really leans into a number 10. We've got flying fullbacks that we're telling to invert. We've got almost a 35-year-old winger that can't beat his man right now, that we're still asking to go and do everything that he can. And also we obviously gave him a contract, which now when you look at it and you're like, you know what, boy, maybe we should have reinvested that, because the team naturally will still rely on him, and it's becoming a dire situation for the manager more so than the players, because you drop Salah, it becomes obviously a talking point, right? You drop Salah and you're dying on your sword there, because if it doesn't work out, you're out, right? It's like you're leaving arguably Liverpool's best ever player out of the team. So it's horrendous. You're looking at it and it's like, I go back to it all the time. Last year, the signing that Slot wanted the most was Zubimendi, correct? That was the only signing we were linked with. Where has that profile of player gone? Imagine I said to you guys, oh, look, listen, I need a car, I need a car. And I've got the money to buy a car or a house. And I don't end up buying the house, but I end up buying trainers. It just doesn't make any sense. Or I end up buying clothes for the same amount of money. Yeah, I've got all the clothes now, but I've got nowhere to put it in. You wanted a DM. Where's the DM? Where is it? So who's planning? Where's the squad planning? I'm hearing Liverpool, content creators and stuff, and some of like the bigger ones talking about even David Lynch saying Liverpool haven't got a squad to compete in the Premier League. They haven't got a Premier League, and it's like, so what have Liverpool done? How can you be so negligent?
Quality with quality. What did we do in the summer then? If they're saying that, right? We added quality.
We added quality, but when you look at it. Look at the Premier League. What are Liverpool struggling with? The physicality and being able to go and defend. Where's we were all talking about it. When we wanted a left back, right? It was Inacio. It was Gutrida. It was Hato. It was a centre back that can play left back. We went and got a flying left back, right? At right back, what did we end up doing? We went and got a flying right back. But we're asking him to invert and stay narrow to verge and play like the left centre back. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. We went and got Isak, but we're not playing towards Isak. We're asking him to drop in and play like Ekitike, and obviously Ekitike can do it, but we're asking him to play like Jota or Nunes or Diaz. And right now, Isak looks like Nunes. Let's be honest. Nunes without the chaos.
I don't think it's physicality,
scary.
though.
It is.
I don't. I mean, listen. To me, like again, it comes down to the fact that every team puts 5 or at times 6 in the middle, right? And we only ever have 4. I don't think there's any amount of physicality that you're going to consistently beat 4v6. We always put ourselves in odd man out positions. I think that if the team, because I've seen it this season, like Everton first half, there was always the extra man in the build-up, in the progressive phases in their half. Same thing against Madrid. I know that it's Champions League, but it's the same concept here, right? To me, yes, physicality can be a problem, but at the same time, if I'm always outnumbered, I expect it to be a problem. So at least like the one counteracting that I can do with the transfer window being closed, you're not doing. Like, okay, if your players aren't physical enough, then how come you never have an advantage in your build-up?
But think about this, right? To your point, if there's a disadvantage in the midfield, that means you've got an advantage somewhere else, right? So if you're vacating, to your point, if you're vacating the midfield and you're going 4v6, it means you've got either an overload at the back where you're keeping the ball.
We always keep them on the wings.
Exactly. Or we've got an overload up front. But if you go and look at Liverpool's goals and the goals that they concede, right? Of course, we concede goals at times during transition. But it is a long ball. It is Bradley being caught out with a long ball. It is Kirkes being caught out with a long ball. It's a ball down the side of Konate. It's a ball down the side of Virgil van Dijk. So guess what? Where do you need to stop those passes from? Where do you stop that long ball? It's from the front.
From the front.
It's from the front.
Yeah.
But if we've got a numerical advantage at the front and we are pressing, ultimately, if you press well enough, that ball shouldn't even go into midfield. But if your press is off, and then they play into midfield, and then they've got an overload, then you're in trouble. And that's the problem with Liverpool. So when you look at physicality, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about it's the pressing, it's the fact that we can't win headers, we concede set pieces. Long balls, any long ball just causes us a problem.
He said
throw-ins are causing us a problem. And the worst thing about it is the manager's coming out and saying, I haven't got a solution for it. That's a criminal, that's a sackable offence. You earn 5 million a year, that's a sackable offence for you to turn around and tell us, I don't have a solution for a long ball. Because guess what? The local team or your Sunday League team have a solution for a long ball. Drop the team back a couple yards. You know, like when it's not working out, you've got to find a solution just to stop the leak. Right?
So
sorry, Rak.
This is the thing that I think is most disappointing for me, because the one thing we did praise Slot for last season is that when often in first halves when things weren't going well, he came up with solutions, and we all praised him for it. And so I don't think it's unfair under those circumstances to then say, "Hey, look, you did it before. What's going on now?" Because I don't know much about Slot pre-Liverpool, but I was impressed with him last season because he picked up a team and a squad that he wasn't necessarily familiar with, and he didn't make. I mean, the people said he didn't make many tweaks. There was some tweaking, but as time goes on, the idea is we get to see more and more of what Slot is about and what his vision is. And it seems like you're right, Jerry. There doesn't seem to be as much of a method there as there was last season. But I'm concerned about it because a team like Liverpool, with the amount of quality we have, even though we've got, arguably people will talk about, disjointed squad or a squad which doesn't seem like it's. Or players don't seem like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we should be doing better than what we are doing. That's the concerning thing. Even in a worst case scenario, I don't think we would have thought probably 13 games into a season we wouldn't have any kind of structure, and that's a bit disappointing. I'm not ready to start talking about Slot, this being the end of Slot or anything like that. Some people are more like that, and I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, just like they are any other time. And people will say I'm sitting on the fence a little bit. I think he's earned some time with his performances last season and the fact that he won the league. But obviously, this can't continue over a prolonged period of time. And right now, it doesn't seem like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We've bought very, very good players. And I understand people will question where they're supposed to play and why we're potentially we've bought square pegs for round holes. But this is also why I said during the summer I'm not really concerned too much about winning the transfer window, because winning the transfer window doesn't mean anything if we don't win it on the pitch. And but right now it's looking like it's going to be a long season.
Rax, how many games would you give him to turn it around? Like, are you that?
Depends what you mean by turn it around. Like I don't envisage a situation where we are languishing in mid-table by the halfway point of the season, for example, and not, potentially out of Champions League contention. Like at the absolute bare minimum, we need to be getting third place, right? And even that is like even fourth place and scraping Champions League football that way. But then, look, just like Arteta this season, if Arteta started badly this season, the knives would have been out for him. And look, at some point, if I would probably give him the rest of this season, I expect Champions League football. If it goes poorly at the start of next season.
So you basically turn it around on last season. What we expected last season is going to happen this season. You're hoping for, like last season, everybody expected us to finish in the top 4 plus a cup or something like that before the season started.
I hadn't really thought about it like that. I'm just looking at, we still have quality in the squad. Somehow he needs to get a tune out of him. If he can't get a tune out of him, then what are we doing?
My biggest worry with the whole thing.
Jerry, are you slot out, by the way? I haven't asked you.
Oh yeah. No, it's
you are slot out.
It's long.
The biggest, like I said, the main reason, right? The main reason isn't because of the fact that Liverpool are losing games. Honestly, it's not. The problem is there's no style of play. There's no identity. He has not gone, and we don't look at that and be like, you know what? Even if I didn't agree with it, that's how he goes and plays. That's his style. It could be long ball. It could be set piece FC like Arsenal. It could be a low block and we just defend for our lives and then try hit teams on the counter. It could be wherever you want it. But there's nothing. The possession's not great. Defensively, we're not great. Set pieces aren't good. In transition, we're not great. Like there's nothing I look at and I'm like, you know what? That's slot ball. There's nothing. So that's the biggest worry for me, because when I look at it and I'm like, all right, cool, we can build to the future. To Mike's point, what are we building to? Why am I keeping him a whole season? To do what? Because this isn't a situation where we've got multiple injuries like it was under Klopp. This isn't a situation that we haven't invested. You've spent almost £500 million, right, on a squad that a lot of people viewed that we improved on, right? It was an improvement. It wasn't a downgrade. It wasn't that we got raided. We improved on, and you are unable to go and implement your style and that's it's criminal. It's criminal.
You know what? I think that's a fair point.
It is.
But the only thing I'd counteract it with is that I talked about when we go through this rebuild, even 2 or 3 seasons ago, when we didn't even know whether Virgil and Mo were signing these contracts. I said, look, it's fine. We get rid of Fabinho and we get rid of these guys, a couple of these other guys, and we replace them with sort of Szoboszlai and these other guys. Fine. The key guys in the whole of this, golden era, if you want to call it that, or the performances that we've had we have been over the course of the last 10 seasons, one of the best teams in Europe, one of the top 4 or 5 teams in Europe. But from that team, the best performers are Salah, Virgil, Alisson, Trent,
Diaz probably.
And so my point is, yes, we've done well replacing some of the players, especially when we won the league last season. Some of these players who came in, McAllister and Szoboszlai and these guys, Szoboszlai people have varying, opinions on. But the rebuild will truly have taken place once we replace not just these world-class players, these all-time great players, not just for Liverpool, but arguably for the Premier League. And
I know where Rax is coming from, because Rax is probably similar to me. For me, it's more a feeling than anything else. I don't know about Fuzzy, but for me, it's more like the reason I haven't turned yet is like it's feeling based. Do I feel like Slot can't take us forward anymore? I'm not at that stage yet. But look, we see like, bro, everyone has a cutoff point at the end of the day. Like, with all due respect, if we lose to Palace, Villa, and Madrid, no one on the whole platform is going to be Slotten. Not a single person. Because then you've lost one game and you've won one game in 9. And that's just unacceptable even for a fucking relegation side.
Relegation
You
team,
get me?
exactly.
And unless you're Pep Guardiola or Alex Ferguson and you don't just have credit in the bank, you're the bank itself, people like will be like, okay, fair enough. Like, you know, with Jurgen Klopp, I'm so glad Jerry pointed this out because this is something that, and it's the same people, it's the same fucking people that told me 4 years ago, you're not a real fan if you're FSG out. And now the same people are going like, you're not a real fan if you're Slot out. Klopp lost 6 in a row. Blah, blah. Habibi, Klopp lost 6 in a row because we had no center backs. Or we had an injury crisis. Or some shit was happening. Like, yes, we did lose 6 in a row. And by the way, even when we lost 6 in a row under Klopp, the home games, by the way, not all games, even when we lost those games, we were still fighting to the end in every game. We were still creating chances. For the most part, we were dominant, but we fucked up defensively. So we still had at least moments, you know.
And
the problem is right now, hear me out.
Point,
the issue for me is Brentford deserve to beat us. Man United deserve to beat us. Chelsea deserve to beat us. Galatasaray deserve to, like every Crystal Palace should have been 7-0 up in the first half. First half alone. So we deserve to lose every single one of the games. So I'm not even leaving games going like, you know something? Them bitching about the penalty, bro, like, okay, let me put it this way because I think it's very important because there might be Arsenal fans watching and they will misquote me. So let me say this, right? Slot and Van Dijk bitching about the penalty, I would be bringing it up as well if Liverpool like hit the post 5 times and we were dominant and we destroyed them and I felt like shit, that penalty was the only reason why we didn't win the game, I'd bring 100%. It up. But I feel like we got abused so badly that I'm not even looking at the penalty. When it was 3-2, even after Salah scored, we were closer to conceding the 4th than actually scoring the equalizer.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is facts. For me, again, even stuff like that. Virgil, for me, obviously my favorite player, right? Like, he has been. But he just seems now like he's a bit of he sounds like a bit of a loser. Like, what do you mean you keep talking about long ball and the way teams want to play against? It's like he's just reeling off what Arne Slot is saying. I don't want to keep hearing about long ball and why we can't do something. Why? You know what? Do you know what would have been really refreshing for him to say this isn't good enough?
Yeah.
The way this isn't good enough and really
Robertson
just go and be like
that. Robertson actually said that.
Yeah, it's just excuses. It's just
but
excuses.
It keeps excuses. It's the way teams play against us.
There's nothing new.
I don't know what
There's
team
nothing new.
Against United. He tried to say if someone gave me the chances that we had in this performance, I would have bit your hand off at this. And you're talking. You're like, what are you? And do you know what's the key point? Is Carragher the first game of the season went and kind of highlighted the point that look, the lack of control in pre-season in this game isn't really. And do you know what he tried to do? He tried to give the cocky answer like, "Who are you talking to me about this?" Yeah, well, and then the game after tried to spin the if we did what Jamie Carragher did, then just shut up, because where's your humbleness with regards to there's an issue, right? You've then come out after all of this and said, since January our performances haven't been really good because teams are going direct. So hold on, you're trying to tell us that since January you realise that there's a trend with how teams are playing against us. You still haven't found a solution to that, and you spent 500 million on that.
Hold on, Jerry. It's not just that he said since January. There's something that Rak said, and he said talking about the rebuild. Personally, this is a narrative that I'm unwilling to entertain on any level, because I don't believe that there is a single novel issue at this football club that has been introduced since the interjection of these new players. Not one. Florian Wirtz coming into the team, Kirkes, Frimpong, Ekitike, Isak. These are all the same issues that I saw all at the back half of last season. I saw these same issues against Brighton at home, against Southampton away, against Arsenal away. Every single game, Everton away, same exact problems, the same exact things. Because there's nothing new, how could I possibly draw my conclusions on the idea that it's because we changed the numbers on the back of the shirt that all of a sudden things have changed? All of a sudden it's now a rebuild because it's a different footballer who makes £20,000 more, even though he's already making the yearly salary of pretty much anyone in here in a week. That's the difference maker here. I don't see anything new. anything new. Not one. I mean, even Ipswich. Let's look at the first game of the season last year. What happened in that game in the first half? Ipswich sliced us up, right? Had multiple opportunities. Konate gets hooked at the beginning, or whatever. Kwanzaa gets Kwanzaa gets hooked, and that kid, whatever his name, Hutchinson, misses 3 1-on-1s. On another day, that's 1-2-0, and then everyone's narrative is completely switched when we end up winning 2-0. I remember last year when we were beating teams, I would go on call-in shows and I'd say, hey, like,
First
you know,
half
if we
was garbage,
if we had played a team that just had more clinical players on the day, we'd be screwed. And then they would tell me, well, if my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bike. And now all of a sudden, everyone is singing the same exact tune. These players are informed. These players are getting better chances than we are. It's the same image. It's just we're not clinical at their end of the pitch, right? Because let's all be honest. If Florian Wirtz puts that in the back of the net, we're still playing rubbish football, but it's 1-1 15 minutes into the game and everyone's singing a much different tune, right? Like we're balancing everything on individual moments of brilliance from our own players, and we're ignoring all of the symptoms that we're seeing. We're ignoring all of the other root causes, and we're pigeonholing all of our arguments. And I don't see it as being a player issue at this point. I don't.
But this is the problem, right? You look at Liverpool's window, right? And for the first time, and this is when everyone was getting excited, and I told people, just hold your horses, right? I was like, listen, first, we don't know how they're going to perform. Secondly, we've never spent like this. So guess what? If it doesn't work out, we will be able to rectify it. We don't know yet when we're having the FSG talk, right? We went and last season relied on a lot of individual performance because, to everyone's point, Diaz isn't good enough, Jota wasn't good enough, Nunes isn't good enough, Szoboszlai isn't good enough, Trent's not good enough, Robbo's cooked, right? These are things that we all heard, right, about our team, right? That from within the fan base. We've gone and won the league with this team based on Virgil van Dijk, how good he was, Alisson, how good he was, Salah, record-breaking season, right? Carried the team, a lot of us try and go and say. Gravenberch, obviously, amazing season. We've replaced those players. And so guess what? You are now relying on individual quality to go and win you the game. So if you've banked on, and you look at the players that Liverpool signed, Liverpool didn't have a Liverpool-esque window. They didn't go out and sign the random player. And you're like, who is this? Why did we sign this guy? And he ends up being really good. Or, I didn't expect Liverpool to sign that defender or that. No, we went out and got the big dogs. Every single big player we got linked with, bar Guehi, came through the door. It started off with a right back, Frimpong, who was top 1, top 2 options for that position. We got him, right? Left back, top 1 option. We got him. Striker, we got the number 2 option and the number 1 option, and we got the number 10, who was the number 1 option. Number 1 option. We didn't try and go and get Bellingham
shows us over City. Wirtz shows us over Bayern and City. Isak shows us over.
I want to know what did they sell?
It wasn't a window.
What do they have
in his interview? Said yes. He said yes.
That's
directly.
my point. It wasn't a window. It wasn't a window where we went to go and get Bellingham and ended up with Szoboszlai. It wasn't a window where we wanted maybe someone else and we ended up getting whoever, or we ended up getting Robertson from the relegated team or Gini Wijnaldum. Right? We weren't smart in the window. We just went and got the best players. So guess what? When you go and do that, it comes with that expectation. And not only does it come with that expectation, you're going to have to go and figure out a way to go and play them like Ancelotti, which is, we're not going to have a system, but we're going to try and get the best out of you. And 9 times out of 10, the best players will just beat the worst players. But unfortunately, he's unable to go and do that. So I look at it now and I'm like, all right, so what are you trying to go and play? What players do you need to play your system? But I couldn't tell you, because what is his style of play? What is his preferred formation?
I'm so glad Jerry brought up the man management element as well, because I'm thinking about it now. All of these players, their confidence is absolutely abused by the way. Like, they have no confidence. Like, Wirtz don't have confidence in himself. Isak doesn't. Ekitike doesn't. Frimpong doesn't. Kerkez doesn't. Kerkez, because the manager asks him to play left centre back. Frimpong is, even when he was fit, they didn't play, he wasn't starting him. Isak and Ekitike, we already know why. And Florian Wirtz, because he dropped him, even him having a good game, he gets dropped sometimes. Like, Chelsea away. You drop Florian Wirtz for that one as an example. So he's, from a man management perspective, he's probably abused a lot of their confidence as well.
And what he's shown as well, and again, this just adds to the point that everything that he's doing right now is criminal, is he can see that there are players that aren't playing well, and he hasn't got the guts to go and do what an Ancelotti would do or Pep would do, to be like, you know what, you're being dropped. Because you see, if he'd gone and done that, that would even give me a bit of like, oh, there's hope, There's something in him that's like, you know what, I'm gonna. It doesn't take away what this player's done for the club, but you know what, I'm gonna show some cojones and I'm gonna tell you, you ain't been good enough, and we're gonna run this team because we just won 5-1. But what you decided to go and do is you were scared of the backlash that it would have in the changing room, the backlash it would have within the fan base, right? And you decided to go the easy way out. And for me, the manager goes the easy way out. It's curtains, because there's no easy option. And when you look back on the changes that he made, it was easy to make the change. It's easy to bring Jones because Gravenberch is injured. It's easy to then go and play Frimpong in the Champions League or Leres Salah in Champions League, because guess what? It's just the Champions League and you've got loads of games to go and qualify. Where's the hard decision? Where's the difficult decision when you leave out? It's easy to go and not play Isak. But it's easy to do it in the Champions League though, because we've got 25 games or whatever to go, or how many other games to go and qualify. You look how many games you can. PSG were losing games. And
like Mo, I'm gonna drop you against Frankfurt so I can have you fresh for the Brentford game.
Exactly. But where's the? You know what? I've dropped you that, I'm going to drop you again. And not because I don't respect you as a player, but Liverpool are the most important. The results are
I had
right
Chiesa in my starting 11 for Brentford right wing, but here's the thing. I'm at a stage now where I feel like whoever we start, we're just going to look like fucking shit. Because he played the double pivot we all wanted. He played the striker everyone wanted. He started Florian Wirtz. Center backs, right back, left back, everything. Like the only difference with my lineup is I had Robertson for Kerkez and I had Chiesa for Salah. That's the only difference. But other than that, like I'm thinking, okay, so if we change the lineup, like if we play the same exact style, it doesn't really fix anything though. Like, I mean, even maybe, with different players.
But Wirtz was playing on the right,
would beat his player more than Mo. And Robertson is probably a better left center back than Kerkez in build up, because that's how we build up. The long moves in the whole Premier League, by the way. Dumbest build up of any 20 Premier League teams. So so I insert those two things. Can I guarantee you right now we beat Brentford? I can't.
Yeah, but I don't want to pigeonhole this into if we just ran Frankfurt back, because that's giving the Frankfurt game. Like, listen, I think the second half, I was so excited because we changed our shape, not because of how we were scoring, but because of how we changed the shape and the way that we were building up. First half was nothing short of sheer luck. Our first goal is they play the ball across the box, no one's home, first time pass to a 50-yard run. Score our next two goals on set pieces after our previous 8 set pieces were absolute dog shit. Starts the second half, you're up 3-1 against a completely debilitated team, and you change the way you're playing. But ultimately, that's all precedented on the first half of garbage. Like, we played terrible in that first half against Frankfurt, and we did the same thing. Florian Wirtz was playing his best Mo Salah impression. Florian Wirtz's first half against Frankfurt proves to me that it is not a player issue, because you basically stuck their 115 million pound signing in the same position that you stick Mohamed Salah every game. And not only did he not create a single chance, but he's the one who lost the ball that you conceded on. So his desire to get forward is what cost you a goal in that game. Like,
yeah, but I don't think you can make judgments like that just based on one action. Like, I understand what you're saying. You may say he's to blame.
What he did in that game, though.
But even when you look at a player's, any player can have a bad performance in one game. What you want to be looking at is trends. Like you can say what you want about that he also hasn't played well over a course of 10, 15 games, whatever he's played, and I accept that. And he's underwhelmed for sure. But I also think most people recognise that he has got talent.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not, but I'm also not. I'm not going to accept individual, like, okay, he lost the ball. He lost the ball maybe in his own half, or sorry, in the opposition half.
I wasn't having a go at him.
You've got to play through the whole team to get.
That's the next topic, because I do want to address individuals. Mike, I'll come to you. I promise.
Okay.
I want to address individuals. I'll actually go through this because I want to look at, like, how can we actually fix this shit right here? Because it's not important, as Mike always points out, it's not just about us looking at the root cause of the problem, it's also providing solutions. How can we get out of this shit? Like, that's our job as well, as people who go live on YouTube. By the way, as much as people go, like, say, like, YouTubers are this and blah, 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 I promise you, over the last 59 minutes, we have made more sense than any horse shit analysis you'd watch on Liverpool on TV. Like, with all due respect to anyone on TV, we've actually made way more sense and broke it down way better than anything else. You get me? So big up to all of you guys locked in. Guys, we got 900 people in the building. Regardless who you support, because there might be a couple of haters in this Liverpool crisis meeting. You get me? Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Let's get to 300 likes ASAP. We're going to address individuals in the next segment. Also, do make sure, guys, check out OK Jersey, code Husam, 8% off. Unlike Liverpool Football Club, they deliver. You get me? So make sure, guys, go over there and use the code and get yourself a discount for your purchase. Let me grab these supers quickly, and then I'm going to move on to talk about like the individuals and how can we really get out of this shit. Because chat, in case you're unaware, next 4 games: Palace, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Manchester City. Yes! Like and subscribe, guys. Yes.
Harder. Get cake, snakes get slivery. Lean in, show y'all the meaning of chivalry. Rap ruler, you can ask Buddha. Right jab like Zab Judah. Every member of my team is a shooter. Night like a room, no room for him shoot.
You can change your mind, but don't have a go at me and act holier than though for an opinion, as you said, to hold the same opinion in the end.
Someone's angry.
Mike, I'll be honest with you. You have to hold this. Okay, I'll tell you the backstory, guys. Basically, Red Line of Terang on the Friday show, Superchats that he's slot out. Mike is like, I'm not even going to engage. And then after Brentford, Mike is slot out. So
Listen.
Mike on Friday, like, I'm not even going to engage with it.
Listen, guys. Just thicken your skin. It's all good. Big up.
Does Slot know something we do not? At this moment in time, he definitely knows something we do not. Like, and it's not anything positive.
Slot knows nothing. His name is Jon Snow.
All of that. Big up to Becky, who says Husam made the jump and uploaded my first video. Congratulations, Becky. Make sure, guys, go check out her channel. You get me? I always I'm in support of any new YouTubers, man. Big up to all of you guys. And yeah, it can be 6 losses in a row soon. I'm prepared. Hey, I'm only human after all. I haven't said the word slot out yet.
Goodness me.
If we lose the next 2 games, I'll be honest with you, my head might be on Mars this Saturday against Villa. That's all I'm saying. I already can't stand Glasner anyway. Today, K-Max showed how Slot used to play with Feyenoord. On paper, it was a 4-2-3-1, but in possession, it was a 3-2-5. That's what we're watching right now. Well, I wish I could teleport to the city of Liverpool and just grab Arne Slot and slap the fuck out of him and tell him, Habibi, this is not Eredivisie and this is not Feyenoord. Because teams now are playing more long balls than ever before. So you're going to have to wake up, Habibi, and stop bitching and actually find the solution. You get me? So big up to you, Jose.
You know what's slightly concerning, or actually more than slightly concerning? The whole long ball over the press thing is not new, right? People did this to us under Klopp. People weren't necessarily trying to play through our press. Yep. They when we were playing rock and roll football and all this kind of stuff, people were hitting it long, and Virgil was dominant in the air, and he would knock it back. It was actually, I think, more the fact that we were when teams were playing that we were better on the second ball. Virgil was going to win everything. I still think Virgil's going to win most things.
He wins everything. He still wins everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not sharp enough to pick up the second balls.
We mismatch
yeah, maybe. I mean,
I've changed my mind. We're actually finishing 15.
What's hilarious as well with the actual long balls and stuff, right? Is like, and you actually see it. Obviously, people were speaking about. Obviously, we know about Kirkes, but Bradley's really good defensively. He's so good defensively. This is that, right? The problem is that he's not. He just showed effort and he runs around, and people get excited and think that's defending. He gets so tight and doesn't understand the judgment of space and distance and allowing players to have the ball in certain areas and not. He's so gung-ho, which means that every time he goes tight, the ball goes over his head and he can't track back. For how bad Trent was defensively, the one thing he did is just like, I'm going to stand in this position and mean I'm covering space, which means that, guess what? You're probably going to get the ball in front of me, but a lot of the time you're not going to just go and try and play it over me and I might be out of position. But Bradley's in position, he's so tight against the player, and then the ball's going over his head, and it happens every game. every game, and then he's running back, and it's insane right now. And he's not being coached at all. And bear in mind, last season we were talking about how Trent was better defensively than the season before, it just boggles my mind. I don't understand it. It's like right now the fullbacks are like a massive issue. The massive issue. We might have to go and end up playing.
They get targeted every game. They get targeted every game because that's how we.
And it's not because they're not quick. It's not because they're not trying. But if you haven't got defensive nous about you, and you haven't got the understanding of when to allow someone to have the ball, when to not, when to get tight, when to drop off, when to keep your position and mark the space, then it's curtains. You can be as tight as you want to the player. The players are smart. They're gonna be like, yeah, press me. I'm the decoy. I'm not gonna go and get the ball. The ball's gonna go over my head. Now what?
I'm impressed, but it's a bit over the top, Mike.
It's not. No, it's not over the top. No, it's not. In fact, I'm actually underselling it because I'm on someone else's channel. I'm underselling the crisis going on because I have to mince my words because I can't be.
You don't have to mince your words. We've all watched you speak about chlamydia zone.
I mean, well, we're far beyond that. We're far beyond that.
It's now way worse. I think
it's like a hot dog down a hallway.
I think Slot is just overrating our players. I think he actually wants to play exciting ball to a fault, but players just can't do what you expect. Habibi, if you want to invert your left back in build up, sign a Hinch Capie type player, someone who can play left back and center back, or Hato or something. If you want to play that brand of football in midfield, don't sign Florian Wirtz to begin with. Go sign Adam Wharton. Like, so what? Were Richard Hughes, like Arne Slot and Michael Adors just sat there scratching their asses, trying to figure out what we're going to do this season? Just to be clear, my super chat is blaming the manager. Yeah, I understand and I agree with you, but at some point in time, he's going to have to wake up because you can't keep losing every single game, bro. No banter. Is Slot my way or the highway type? Well, it's going to be highway soon, buddy. If it doesn't fix up, the highway is waiting, Habibi. You get me? So, yeah. Look how happy he is. Interesting JJ YouTuber. This is when you were saying you were right, basically.
Oh, thank you for the donation, Sean.
Mm-hmm. When your own players, your manager, the coaching staff, fans in the stadium, fans worldwide, and even the rival fans can't tell what your style, your team is playing, it's called slot ball. Wow. Man's getting Ten Hag treatment, guys. It's fucking, it's mental. It's mental, honestly. Hey, I have no words. I have no words.
I will ask you
Big
a
up.
question. Mate.
Go on.
I'll go. Carry.
Yeah, okay. I'll just finish these and I'll come to you. Big up. Thanks for the 10%. Got my daughter a bike kit. Big up, my guy Mina. Appreciate you. Big up to you and your family as well. And yeah, use code Husam now for 8% off. It's still a good discount. I am slot out even if he pulls a miracle and wins the Champions League for two reasons. Wow. One, favoritism. Two, lacks character to own his mistake and blames the players for all. Okay, Arjan?
No,
say this. If a manager wins the UCL, that's the one thing that usurps everything. I'm going to be so honest with you.
I mean, what does this mean? Look, all managers have favourites. All managers are human. If Arjan, if you were the manager of Liverpool Football Club, you would have some favourites. Like these aren't robots, and you don't go in there and you're not writing in, I don't know, Basic or C++ or whatever fucking computer language. This shit, you have to. Each situation needs to be handled on its own merits, and there will always be some favoritism. You will always allow some players a little bit more leeway, and some players will be on a tighter leash because everybody is a little bit different.
I kept programming in university, and I would like to thank you get me the two people that helped me finish that class. You get me because I cheated my way to a passing score. I'll be honest with you, like C++ and Java and all that shit. I'm not meant for this life, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I completely cheated the whole course. I cheated all the assignments, everything, bro. I'll be honest with you. Even in the exams, you get me. Shout out to guys in Malaysia. There's three ethnicities. There's the Indians, there's the Malays, and then there's the Chinese people. Bro, I made sure to just sit behind the smartest PCs in the whole exam and just fucking copy, whatever. You get to be throw shit on the wall in the hope it sticks, and it stuck. And I passed, baby. I got a C. It is the best C I got in my whole life. You get me? So, yeah, shout out to everyone who helped me as well.
I think it's a weird thing to come out and say some of that stuff publicly about. Yeah, I don't know how to get past this. Or I don't know what to do. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's criminal.
It's
criminal.
He's trolling. No, he's trolling. I'm convinced that he watches. I'm convinced that he watches YouTube and he wants to just throw up two middle fingers to everyone and say, "Hey, how do you like this, bitch? How do you like that?" I'm not.
Yeah, but even
Imagine
if he's doing that,
clicking on his video and he go. And
I'm just
welcome to the chlamydia zone.
Yeah, but the thing is that he has invented that. He has invented it. He has invented the absence of midfield. I have never seen another manager in the history of this game decide, you know what? The middle of the park, that's the no-go zone. Guys, let's just make circles and then let's put their 5 players in the middle of the circle and then we'll just play ring around the rosy all game. It's going to work. It's going to work 100%.
The thing is, you know, that actually can work, like, theoretically, if you're really good on the ball.
Yeah.
But as a team, we're shocking on the ball. Like, if your team's really good on the ball and you go wide, right, and you're keeping the ball and you're able to keep them as a rondo, it means the players from the middle have to move out wide. Because they have to go to try and press.
Each time we lose possession, it just goes to a goal. You know what I mean? It goes that's the problem.
That's my point.
Yeah, but that's my point, Jerry. If we wanted to do that, why did we sign Wirtz to begin with? Should have signed Adam Morton then.
No, but that's my point. But look, you can keep a Wirtz because Wirtz can still go and keep the ball. But the problem is that you can't. When you go and look at Liverpool's forward line, right? You've got Isak, that's just about him because he wants to get his goals, right? You've got Salah, that's just about him because he just wants his goals, and you've got Gakpo that wants to become him and ultimately just cares about himself. Those guys,
rather than team players, mate.
Those guys give the ball away so much. Hence why when I used to go and talk about it and say, you know what, there's other players that were more important to the system, the way Liverpool played, not necessarily the goals, is because they didn't give the ball away as much. Now what you're doing, you're asking Salah to do something that he hasn't done, which is drop in and now keep the ball. Salah can't do it. Salah's not built for that. He's not that type of player.
But Jerry...
So now, when you're trying to go and keep the ball and you're playing like that, ironically, it worked really well against Frankfurt because you had players on there that were all keeping the ball. Hence why Jones and Szoboszlai looked like they're balling. And even against Brentford, anytime the ball went through Jones and Szoboszlai, Liverpool looked like they were doing combinations. It was all nice 1-2s. It looked all real pretty. As soon as it went to Gakpo or someone like that, what happened? Cut inside. Oh, he doesn't look for the pass, doesn't play the overlap, we lose the ball. And then we get caught on a counter because the midfielders are supporting the attack and they don't know what they're going to do because there's no patterns. So you're now just guessing about, I don't know, is Gakpo going to play the overlap? Is he not? It doesn't make sense.
Let me just read these last two and then I will move on to talk about individuals. Slot should have been sacked yesterday. Why has he avoided the press conference today? Such a damned coward. At least Klopp was authoritative. Yeah,
Klopp also didn't do Carabao Cup press conferences. Maybe obviously the rationale is different, but he used to send Pep Linders out there for the Carabao Cup.
Mm-hmm. If all your strikers are misfiring, who starts up top? If everyone's misfiring, I'd start Isak in the hope that he can fire again.
Ekatike.
Right, that's my only logic.
Isak for
that's
me.
A horrible question, by the way, because we look like shit right now. But anyway,
Ekatike has to play because he just can keep it. You can drop in and keep it. Like, it's as simple as that.
Big up to all of you guys locked in. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. I'm just BRB you guys. So I just want to speak about the individuals a little bit. I'm going to let Fozzy start us off in this section. Individual players. And how do we fix this moving forward? Go ahead, Fozzy. The floor is yours.
I've said from the last stream that we've done, maybe go back to basics. You know what I mean? Go back to the team that won you. You know, the core team of the Premier League that won you the Premier League is still there. Go back to that. Go back to a solid back four, you know what I mean? And like I said earlier, Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, and Gomez, and have someone in front of them that could defend, you know, for the team, and then just build from there. And then as time goes on, then we probably could integrate the players, you know, that's not playing well, as we did in the past with the likes of Fabinho and Robertson when they came into the team. It took them time to, you know, to be the players that they were, and you know, both of them became the best players, you know, in the team, like in the world as well. You know what I mean, in regards to defensive midfielder and a fullback. So maybe that's what we got to go back to. Make it solid, make us hard to beat, and then just build from there. All this open, expansive football is not working. You know what I mean? You can't go out there and have this mentality. You're better than the other team. Go out and win. We can't keep doing shit like that. It's not working. So if he reverts back to that, I honestly think we could just build on something and go. I'm not a slot out. I'm not part of this, people that's, having a go at him and he can't resolve it. I believe he can. I honestly believe he can. I believe he could do, turn it around somewhere, somehow. We're only 9 games into the season. We're already giving up. That's not the way we should be, man.
What?
Can't lose another game.
No, but cool. What signs do you see that gives you hope and makes you think you can turn it around, Fozzie? Or is it just blind like faith?
It's not blind faith, Jerry. You know what I mean? I've seen him do something special last season. If you know what I mean, and it worked out. It's just the stubbornness, as I said to you before. People were rolling their eyes when I said stubbornness gets you the sack if you keep doing things like that. And he's too stubborn to turn things around. I just want him to be more solid. I'm just looking at the next 5 games. If it doesn't work out, I'm the same boat as everybody else. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think he changes it though? To your point, do you think he puts Gomez at right back? Do you think
He's
he
got
just
no choice.
plays Robertson?
Jerry, he's in the firing line now, bro. He's got no choice.
I guarantee you.
He's not going to change. I guarantee
Aston Villa is Kirkes, Bradley,
Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, Hugo Ekitike. It's going to be McAllister because Curtis Jones isn't fit. It's going to be Gravenberch on one fucking leg. Florian Wirtz is going to be running around like a headless chicken. And then you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me that Kirk is his ass because we're building up with 3 against the mid block of 6.
Listen, you can say whatever you want, but this is too many games that he lost now. You know what I mean? You guys can say whatever you want right now. But
that's what we believe. That's what we believe. We think he's lost too many games.
I'm not here to tell you how to think. Like, if you're not thought out, like, I'm not going to try to convince you. I'm just going to share my own opinion.
Listen, I've been there for a long time. I mean, I know how managers, head coaches are. They can be stubborn at times, but he needs to start listening now. That's the position he's in now. He's in no position that he's above everybody else now. He's in a vulnerable position. He has to change. If he does not change, he's gonna get the sack. And I said this, Jerry. You remember last week? A couple of weeks. I did say that. And everybody was rolling their eyes because nobody believed what I was saying. He has to do it. Do I believe? I'm a believer still. I'm still a believer. I'm hoping.
Everybody has a cutoff point, right? I mean, Husam said a while ago, look, if he loses the next 4 games, then he'll be slot out. And whatever. At some point, even the most ardent slot fan or whatever will be thanks for the memories. And shake hands and that's that. I think what we did last season gives me there's a number of various different factors that give me some hope. So I haven't lost hope just yet. But you can't keep testing my patience. Yes. That doesn't make sense. Like we've the other thing that I echo what Fozzie says. I also do think, in terms of the individuals, we have bought some of the highest quality you can buy. So I do expect us at some point to have an upturn in fortune. Maybe we're not going to win. We're not going to win the league this season. I think that's the first time I've said we're not going to win the league this season. But I'm not going to be delusional. Like last season, I saw us go 10 points ahead of Arsenal or 9 points ahead of Arsenal, and Arsenal fan turn around and say, you know what? Because of what I've seen for Arsenal play today, I think we're going to win the league. I'm not delusional like that. I think that at this stage, not just are we off the pace, there's a chasm there. There's a gap there that is going to be difficult to bridge at any point. But I do think our level of performance can improve. And the question is, I would just changing the question slightly. What would you? Let's just try and teleport ourselves to the end of the season. What would be an acceptable finish for slot for you to not be slot out anymore if you are slot out already? Jerry, Mike, or Sam.
Champions League. That's it.
Win the Champions League is the only thing. Anything
based on the current, based on October 28th, 2025, where I sit in the league. The circumstances there, the fact that I believe that he's about to put out a hollowed out side against Crystal Palace at home, the fact that I don't see any confidence in us winning any sort of domestic English trophy because we can't play English football. Yes, Champions League to me right now, at least I have the unpredictability of the Champions League. At least for the time being, PSG were a hairline away from not even qualifying for the final 32. A hairline away, right? It came to the final day of group stage qualification for them to get into it, and then they ended up winning the competition. So, like, if you had asked the PSG fan after game week 4 of the Champions League if they're going to win, they would have laughed at you and said, Habibi, Luis Enrique isn't even going to be here by the time the Champions League final comes around. But that's just based on, what I've seen over the last 9 Premier League games, the fact that I have a +2 goal difference, the fact that I've conceded 14 goals, the fact that I've already lost as many games as I'm allowed to lose this season.
But what I'm saying, Mike, is at the end of the season,
Enrique changed the entirety of the way that they play.
If Liverpool finish second, say we don't win the Champions League, but say Liverpool finish second, right? And we get to, I don't know, a mediocre, say we get to the quarterfinal of the Champions League. So not far from a good season, but okay.
For me personally, and I'm going to be honest, right, is I the reason why I'd get him now, just get rid of him now, is for me, like, waiting until Madrid and City for it to get worse, or waiting for the international break, it would just be pointless for me. I just know what I am, I know what I feel, and I feel like you have to just act, right? The only thing that would go and give me a saving grace is if he got the time now, but from tomorrow's game, there's a style of play and there's consistency where I can go and look at it and be like, that's an identity. Now go back to when Klopp first came in to Liverpool, right? And this is mad to go and say, where from the first game you could go and see, that's a Klopp style of football. If I don't see that in the next 2 games, like, to be fair, I said that 3 games ago. So for me, I'm done. I just know what I'm going to see. It's not going to be a change or fortune with regards to their style of play. There might be an upturn in performances, but come on, like.
I need to make one little caveat here, Rak. The turning point for me this season was Southampton. After that game, we went on the Friday show, and then we had the whole 1 hour of me being negative with me versus Lex, and then Crystal Palace happens 48 hours later, right? To me, this is not result. Like, my stance is not results-based analysis. Like, at
some point it does become result. But that's what I'm saying.
Yes, but just so that people can understand where I'm sort of standing here, if we had been performing at a level that I felt exceptional and we were just being hard done by, like, for instance, if I had played fantastic against Chelsea and on the day it just didn't go my way, same thing happened with Crystal Palace, if the same thing happened with Manchester United, let's just say one of these days it was a total catastrophic failure, but I had something where I was like, you know what? On another day, I could have won that game. I probably would be sitting here being a little bit more positive. I'd probably be sitting here saying, you know what? It is what it is. Sometimes this is just the way it rolls. But there's nothing that I can point to and say I can build off of that. There is a modicum of positivity in that performance. Not one in these last 6 games, excluding Everton and excluding Madrid, which seemed to just be, one-offs. Followed up by conceding 1 goal in Everton and then conceding the lead against Madrid just to be saved by a corner kick. That's really, like, the differentiating factor. I get people who are slat out because we've lost 4 games in a row, but it's really more about the fact that, like, I didn't even deserve to be on the football pitch.
You both, and I said, if we lose 1-0 away to Chelsea, but we dominate them and we have a dominating performance, I'd feel much better about the season going forward. My problem more than anything, Rax, is actually the performances. I'm in agreement with Mike and Jerry on this point, which is, bro, like, there is no real identity, there is no real style, there is no real system, there's no real, like, this is how Liverpool play and we're gonna do this. Like, that's the biggest thing for me. Like, I'm not slot out yet. I'm like Fozzy, I'm not slot out yet. It's about a feeling for me. If I feel like after Crystal Palace, after Aston Villa, I can't take us any forward, I'd say it. I have no problem saying it. But right now, I'm just gonna give him some time for him to turn it around and for us to actually get a style of play and a system that works. The reason why I brought up why buy Verts earlier on is the following. Look, if in the summer all you thought about was implementing the system, why not buy a ball-playing DM from the beginning? Why, since you want to build up
Husam, I counter that. Please, panel, Name me one player that you can just input into a 3-1-0-0-0-6 that just magically turns it around. One player on the face of the earth that if I put him in Dominic Soboslai's position and I surrounded him with 6 Brentford players at the halfway line, who's the player on the planet that bypasses
There is one,
them all
but he's
game?
retired. Tony Cruz. Maybe the only one that can do it.
No,
Okay,
you know
well,
what?
that's
You
not
need
possible.
Kante. You need Kante. You need Kante. That's what you need.
That's also
You need
not
Kante.
possible. That's
With
also not
Tony
possible.
Cruz for it to work. Both of them. you need.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I
Cruz and
just feel,
Kante double pivot.
I just feel, and I just go back to it because I think the DM was a massive issue. Is you went last year, right? You had the whole summer because obviously we knew Klopp was leaving. You had the whole summer to analyze what you needed. You went in and said, scrap anyone else. We're only going to get in Chiesa. Scrap everyone else. I need to get a DM. I need to get Zubimendi. You do everything you can to get him, right? You don't get him, but you don't get the profiling. You don't ever replace that profile. You don't ever go back in for that player.
Next summer,
You just
yeah.
run what you've got. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's like why were you willing to spend that amount of money on that player then? Clearly
Even
you
if
thought
he-
you needed that profile. It's
I
like
still
it's
don't
like
know
a
what he would
forward.
do.
No, but guess what? Do you know what he would do? If we're now playing a possession style based type of football, right? And he is in the middle of that, he is someone that can go and that's
Yeah,
his job.
but it's the
That's what he
Gravenberch
does.
performances, bro. It's Gravenberch that changes mind, my friend.
No,
That's why
but that's my
he-
point. That's my point. So, and this it goes back to why I've got worries with Slot is because you didn't have an identity. You just landed upon something and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna run it," and it works. But guess what? Gravenberch is great in terms of he can get about the pitch, he can drop the shoulder, he can carry the ball. But he's known Busquets conducting play, and that Jones is better suited to that. So, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to drive with the ball and play football like that? But when they
don't have a general.
But that's fine. But who's gonna be the general? Are you gonna do it defensively?
Oh,
Are you
yeah,
gonna do it in possession?
I mean,
Yeah.
in my opinion, the general should be the double pivot, and the double pivot should stay in the middle. And the back three can be a back three. Robbo can drop into a center back, and you can build up with 5. I've seen it, right? I saw it last season with Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch in the back 4. I saw us building up with 6.
Thing is, you can even build up with. I've seen City do it when they build up with 4. The problem is you need a Rodri in there. This is
I
the point.
I know.
So if you want to go and do that, why do you go? Someone explained to me in the chat. Liverpool wanted Zubimendi. Liverpool always work with profiles, right? It's never about getting that player. It's about, we have that player, but if we can't get that
style
player,
of player.
that style of player, the profile.
In the system,
We didn't get that. We didn't get that. So now you're looking at it and you're like, okay, what is the plan then?
Why are we still trying to play that way? That's my thing. Like, I understand exactly what you're saying. If we had gotten it, maybe it would be different. Maybe if I had that midfield general in the middle, sure. But the reality is I don't. So why is it that you clearly don't have that profile and you continue to do that, even though you have shown me?
That's a big problem.
Even though you have shown me, and we can pull up the footage, you have shown me that without that profile, adding extra guys into the buildup, you can bypass it, right? You can do it. And also, like, listen, I wouldn't be this way. I'm so confident in that front 4 if we played properly that I don't need to pack the other end of the pitch. Like, if I can bypass your mid block, I'm confident in Salah. I'm confident in Cody Gakpo. I'm confident in Ekitike and Verts in transition, because that's technically what it would be. The second you get past that midfield, you're past the full brunt of the team, and all of a sudden it's now quality versus quality. And I'll take those 4 against 4 players any day of the week. If it's 4-on-4, I will take our 4. But we can't get there. So it's like, just drop it back. Like, we love to stretch the pitch in the worst way. It's like it's the antithesis.
It's no problem playing
Problem is,
negative
Mike.
football. You know what I mean? There's no problem to like restart like that, like play, like, you know, drop the midfield like 3 yards back, let it be in front of the
Problem is you do that. Problem is you do that, and we've tried to go and do it, and I've seen Liverpool try to do it. What ends up happening is Verts ends up playing like a DM, like Soboslai, like dropping in to get the ball. Because guess what? There's no players that can get him the ball further up, so he has to drop in to go and collect it. So it goes back to the point, and Husam said it. Why buy Verts to get him to do what Soboslai was doing last season?
Yeah. You know,
Because right now, he's running more than he ever has. He's pressing more than he ever has. He's winning challenges more than he ever has. But he's not getting any goals and assists, and that was an issue that we criticised Soboslai for last season. He done all that work, but couldn't score.
It also doesn't help that no one moves off the ball. Like, it also doesn't help that every time we're in possession, everyone wants to walk. It doesn't help that Soboslai points backwards every time someone decides to take more than 3 steps with the football. It doesn't help that.
But why are they not moving?
That's part of coaching,
I mean,
isn't it?
that's on the coach. That's on the coach.
Exactly, because you look at it and you're like, well, I know Ekitike moves because I've seen him move for Frankfurt. I know clearly Wirtz moves, right?
But he's being told not. But they're being told not to. They're being told to stay static, stay at the top.
100%.
So if
every
say
game.
if it's an instruction again, I look at it and it's like this feeling. Like, let's be honest. Like, I don't muck about. We're not like, we're Liverpool. Let's be honest. We're Liverpool. What are we waiting for? Like, as in, do you know how many managers would die to have the squad that Liverpool have?
Oof, goodness me.
Die. They'll be on their knees gagging. Pause.
Could you imagine if Jurgen had? Could you imagine if we gave this to Jurgen at his height? This is like the definition of a Jurgen Klopp team.
Listen, you could run. Bar maybe Arsenal because of the position they're in, and obviously Guardiola. Every other manager would kill to have the squad that Liverpool have. Every single manager in the league. Doesn't matter if you wanted to go and play long ball with Dyche, whether you wanted to go and play tiki-taka and football with Maresca ball, whether you wanted to even flip and get Thomas Frank. It doesn't matter. Whatever manager that's out there, Iraola, Glasner, they would die at the opportunity to have this team. Because of the fact that you've got the options to do anything. You've got the options to make it a bit more solid. You've got the options to play a centre-back at right-back if you wanted to. You've got the option to go and play a number 10. You've got the option to play the number 10 out wide. You've got the option to go play 2 up top. You can play 1 up top. You can play a false 9. There's so many options. And you're telling me our manager's telling us he hasn't got a solution to what's going on. Get him out, man. Get him out, man.
You know, there's a still image Mike sent me. I think this is the most disturbing still image I've seen from the whole weekend.
Go on.
See this still image right here, guys. I'm sorry, but like, what the fuck is this, guys?
Bro, this is what I try to get.
This is, you know, out of everything you sent me and everything you've shown in your channel, this is by far the saddest fucking thing I have seen.
But Husam,
all game long.
I'm going to tell you exactly.
You know, I was listening while Jerry's speaking. Hold on, I was listening while Jerry's speaking, right? I'm listening, and I'm listening to you and him speak about the midfield general, and I'm thinking, okay, remove Szoboszlai and put Andrea Pirlo himself over there.
Oh, he'll struggle.
How does that change anything, though? Like, what? Like,
do you know what? Do you know what changes? Go back, and I remember. Go back and watch Thiago versus United. This is before the United game. There was a lot of clips going on. Do you know what Thiago does there? He steps, pretends to look that way, and wraps it into the striker's feet. And ultimately, that's what we're looking for, a 1 in a billion type of player to be able to go and break and find gaps where other players can't. Because ultimately, that's what you're looking for. Like,
do you guys
play?
My bad.
Yeah, it's players that are trying to bring 2 lines because you've got 2 lines.
Yeah.
You've got this line in front, and then you've got the actual midfield, which is the deepest midfielder.
What the hell, man?
What actually happens in this? What actually happened in that picture?
You want me to bring it back up? I'll bring it back up.
Yeah,
Here we go.
because I know I've watched it so many times now. Virgil van Dijk had the ball, gave it to Dominic Szoboszlai, right? So Virgil van Dijk had the ball, and Szoboszlai was behind those 4. Szoboszlai drops in front of those 4. Virgil gives him the ball. Szoboszlai is going to end up going back to Virgil. My big thing here is that if you see the space that Wirtz, Mohamed Salah, and Hugo Ekitike are occupying, when we do actually get the ball to the wing, the issue is that rather than those players spreading out and creating more options for whoever's on the wing, they all converge in the same area. So when people say that our wingers are shit, like Cody's shit, he's poor on the ball, he loses it. Mo's poor on the ball, he loses it. If you zoom out and you analytically go through every single point in the game of which they get into those areas, those 3 players are always at the same area, surrounded by 5 opposition players. So you're basically telling your winger, hey, if you cut in, you have 2 options. You could pass it into a 3v4, or you can take a shot. Third option would be recycle it. What do we most often do there? We cut in and we recycle it because there is no options. Like,
Mike, can I make them more sad?
Yeah, go ahead. I
mean, get the build-up one. Forget the build-up one because you sent me a build-up one. Sorry, not this one. Wait, I showed this.
You're
one.
gonna
Let me
you're gonna
the
probably
other
show
one.
the Buck and Sabas line.
Yeah. Wait. Watch this. Yeah. Watch this. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, check that out. Donut hole. You guys want to know
You
why
know,
I call it
when
vagina hole?
Mike said no, let me just make something clear. When Mike said 3100006, he ain't lying, bro. What the fuck is this, bro? Like, actually, what are we doing up there on the football pitch?
Look at
I
that
tried
structure.
I tried to recreate it on the tactics board just to try to explain, you know, maybe if we run a tactics show after we lose again to Crystal Palace, and I'm thinking like, okay, so let me just put a ball in here, right? So Soboslai has the ball here. This is how we look on the pitch if there were mannequins out there and no opposition. So like, there is legitimately no personnel that can change how horrendous this is. There is no personnel that can change how horrendous this bullshit is out there. It's actually bullshit, you guys.
No,
It's legitimately
it's only the ones that can manipulate the ball in ways that dismantles. If you just have someone that's like, again, like with Soboslai, again, this is where you need those types of players that can keep it, manipulate it, draw players out, roll it under their foot, dismantle it, because ultimately that's what you're relying on. If you just got players, again, like you're asking now Salah to roll the ball under his feet and do the Grealish, where he shifts, cuts inside and plays it, and ultimately he's not that type of player. Like when you look at how Saka plays on the wing at times, look at how Grealish plays on the wing at times when the team's in a low block like that. You need players that are constantly rolling the ball. And what Liverpool fans will keep saying is, we're holding on to the ball for too long, we're not releasing it. You need to play that game, and if you're going to play that patient game, you have to play it to full effect. You can't go and play patient and then all of a sudden a random player tries to... Do you know what it is? The best analogy someone gave on the stream that I was on the other day, it's like, in the team, we've got some, you know what I mean, we're an orchestra, and we've got some players that are playing the flipping heavy metal guitar, right? The electric guitar. Some people like Virgil are playing the piano, like Beethoven. You've got some that are playing flipping R&B, right? And there's no orchestrator either because the manager doesn't know what he's doing. So there's no hymn sheet, or there's no sheet for the kind of the band to read from. And it just seems like everyone's on a different wavelength. You've got Virgil moving it really slow because that's what Slot wants, right? Then you've got a couple players that can go and do that, like Jones and Soboslai. They're kind of quite technically. But then you give it to Gakpo and Salah, and all of a sudden they're just trying to run at their players, and you're like, hold on, but we're not even set for it because our midfield is high up the pitch. Or Wirtz then shows for the ball, but he doesn't get it. It just goes over his head, and we decide to go long, and Konate just plays a long ball. No one's on the same wavelength. No one's on the same wavelength.
Okay, guys, let me wrap up the stream here. I think this is very enjoyable stream. I had fun doing it. Shout out to Jerry, shout out to Mike, shout out to Rax and Fozzy. This was your crisis meeting. Big up to Just Joe as well for the football raid. Big up Just Joe football show. Slot and Klopp out. Who's the next ideal manager? This was the question I'm going to ask all of you guys before we end the stream. 900 people still in the... Make sure guys are liking and subscribing now. I'm also going to be redirecting to MHF because that's where I'm headed as well. My 4th stream of the day. So big up to all of you guys. Slot gets sacked tomorrow. Who's your replacement? JJ. I'm going to go to you guys first because you guys are already out. So tell me.
The man I wanted from the beginning because he has a philosophy, Roberto De Zerbi.
Any human being alive.
Mike, can we get a serious answer? Give me a
That
serious
is, bro. I have a level of certainty right now with this manager. I need uncertainty. I don't care if his name is Areola. I don't care if his name is De Zerbi. I don't care if his name is anything other than the two words Arne and Slot. I have certainty. It's on him. It's on him to prove me wrong, and I will happily be wrong. I will happily sit here and apologize and say, dearie me, I am such a stupid Yankee. I never should have ever talked about football before. Praise everything. But unfortunately, I have certainty, and that certainty is leading me to nothing. So, you know, again, like that's just my stance. I don't think Areola's a bad shout. I don't think Jurgen's a bad shout. I don't think De Zerbi's a bad shout. I need someone who will provide uncertainty. That's all.
Okay. Fozzy?
Obviously, I'm slotting, but if I have to bring someone back, it's Klopp. At least, you know, it's all about the man management, isn't it, guys? He's got man management style that can motivate players, and all the best, you know, managers in the world, head coaches in the world. It's all about man management. That's why they are the best in their job. So I'll bring Klopp back, man, because I think he has a playing style. I mean, and he's got something that we could do on the pitch.
I know Jerry wasn't complimentary of Klopp at the end, but I
was going to ask.
I wasn't. No,
we have to add. No, let me ask this. Jerry, Klopp or Slot tomorrow as Liverpool manager? Please.
Oh no! Klopp.
There you go.
He's so done with Slot.
Better is the devil I know. Better is the devil I know. Because remember, my problem was never with Klopp was never like, oh, he didn't have a style of play, or oh, he couldn't manage. It was the fact that I thought it became stale. That was the biggest problem.
Yes.
That was what it was. It was never the fact that. But yeah, this is insane what I'm seeing with Slot. Sorry.
Someone reminded me. I just have to make one clarification. It's not any human being alive. He can't be Dutch and he can't be Greek. There you go. Sorry. So just any human being who isn't from Holland or Greece.
That's one thing, isn't it? It's about the man.
Who's from Greece?
Postecoglou.
Go on, bro.
He's Australian, but heritage.
Australian Rax.
Yeah, but Postecoglou isn't that's a Turkish name, Postecoglou, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, it is. No, it's
Greek.
No, it's Greek. It's Greek.
Is it? Oh, okay.
It's Angelou Postecoglou. Yeah.
I thought it was. Okay, my bad. I always thought it was Turkish. Maybe I remember.
Yeah, Georgios Saros is also a Turkish name. Go ahead, Fozzy.
No, I just think his man management style will suit this team. I think he will learn from the past mistakes that he did, and I think he will take the job and then turn it around.
Born in Greece, but he's Turkish. Postecoglou, born in Greece, but he's Turkish. Apparently, someone said in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is what I want.
Respect Fozzy and let him speak. No,
it's okay.
Right. We're all wrong. He's Turkish. Happy now? Go ahead.
Yeah, he's Turkish. Yeah, so it's all about the man management. I think Klopp is the best man for the job at the moment because everybody's looking for identity, and Klopp can bring that to the club, I think. And we could get back to basics if obviously Arne Slot gets sacked. I'm not Arne Slot out yet. Go on, Rex.
Look, whether we want it or not, there is zero chance that Jurgen Klopp is coming back to Liverpool because the whole point of changing this whole structure was to not have that type of figurehead any further. As much as people would like it and stuff like that, it's one of those things that is really a non-start. Can you imagine Michael Edwards and all this lot left because potentially they were being marginalised and Jurgen Klopp was getting more and more power? For them to then bring him back,
than ever before. You'd have more power than ever before. Yeah, if you've done that.
It's never happening. I would say maybe Luis Enrique.
Stop it, bro. Everyone could have said that. He ain't available. Don't sit here and bullshit.
No. You're saying tomorrow, like literally tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow. I'm talking about the end of the season. Yeah, of course. He's not leaving PSG at the end now. Yeah, exactly. But maybe end of the season or something like that. If you want to say right now, bloody hell.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Do you see what Marseille are doing? Do you see what a certain winger's doing?
Who?
Okay, yeah.
Greenwood. Oh my word.
I don't know. Bloody
I don't know
hell.
about the derby, man. I don't know, Jerry. I really don't, bro.
When Pep Guardiola's telling
you. My answer is Andoni Raiola. That's my answer right there. Perfect.
Don't you want to win out? Husam? Don't you want someone that wins trophies? You know what I mean? That has that.
Who?
A man is only as good as his tools.
Rafa Benitez. Who? Mourinho. And like who? That's what I'm saying. You got to go with someone that's got style of play.
I wouldn't take Glasner at all, to be honest.
Because of the gay situation. Look at his face.
What happened?
No, because of the gay situation.
Not because of Mark Gay. I wouldn't take
Glasner
because I feel like it would be the same thing as Forrest basically getting Ant but in reverse. Glasner just doesn't work with our players. I don't think it does.
He's a free at the back as well.
You don't think he'd go Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk?
Yeah, and then one of them gets injured, and then what? Right centre back and
No, but that's where he'd sign someone, innit? That's where he'd have to sign someone. Obviously, like it's not.
Yeah, he'd have to sign Gay, the same guy that he stopped from
Yeah,
coming. in the first
exactly.
place.
He'd tell you can come now.
I don't like Glasner, man. I don't like Glasner.
Because of the gay situation, right?
No, because of the style. I don't want that
Style of
style.
play is good, man.
I think it's way too much change right now for us. Iraola 4-3-3, football, sexy, everything. Let's go. Plus, he lost all his players and he's still cooking too. This guy out here telling us Luis Enrique as if, bro, everyone would take Luis Enrique. What
No,
the fuck?
well, I didn't realize you meant
What the
literally
fuck?
tomorrow.
Don't even just
meant
take
like
DL.
long
Just
term.
take DL. Search a new tab if Ange is a Greek name or not. Greek name or not. That's better than his book. Oh, Luis Enrique. Who else you taking? Who else?
Pep Guardiola.
Pep Guardiola. Yeah, I take Pep. Guys.
No. Whoever comes in, he's allowed to be bald. No more bald managers.
Another rule.
Wow.
Send that image to Slot. Our
Have we ever seen Mike? Have we ever seen Mike without a hat on? Mike, take that hat on.
There's my hairline.
There is a full head of hair there.
I got
fair enough.
luscious flow. All right. I just don't want you guys seeing my hair. All right. I got luscious flow.
I see it when
blessed
he's
with good
talking about
genes.
chlamydia zone and vagina ball on his channel. Send that image to Slot. Our player of the month is a sub he won't use, and he keeps lying about. Our coach hates our most informed player. Go figure. Bro, I don't know what Chiesa's done. Like, did he call him like bald bastard in training or something like that? Did he go like, qu'est-ce for you bald bastard? Like, what did he do? And I just need to understand, bro. You know, like, I need a logical explanation. Bring Ange Postecoglou if you want uncertainty, bro. Fuck all that. Bro. I might be like I might be going out on a limb here, but I'd rather keep Slot than go to Ange. I'll be honest with you. Like, that's the last thing that I'd want.
I'm not gonna lie. You know what? At least Ange, you know what? At least Ange would have a style of play where I'm like, all right, well, I don't really. Here's what it is. We'll see what you can do with better players. Right now, Slot, he doesn't offer you anything. He doesn't offer you anything. No, he doesn't even give you entertainment value. He doesn't even give you that.
It's a chore watching this team.
It's a chore watching it. Everything's a chore. It's a chore watching his press conferences. It's a chore listening to his, post-match, pre-match. Everything's a chore with him. He's boring. He's just boring.
I cannot wait for that starting 11. It's going to be so fucking peak tomorrow. See that starting 11 and the nuclear bombs get launched. I cannot wait.
Yep.
Anyway, guys. I'm going to see you guys over on MHF. I'm headed over there. Like the video, this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're to do so. Go over there as well when you're redirected. And just write Husam Raid in the chat. Love you all. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Go subscribe to Fozzy's channel. Rax will have a channel. Gary James Show. Mike, that's NXT. This is how you know Liverpool are in turmoil. Mike has streamed so much. That's how you know we're crap.
Hey, road to
Monday
1K.
And Liverpool still sucks. It's killing it.
Yeah, listen. Tomorrow's watch along. The title's going to be It's Wednesday, and yes, we still fucking suck.
Great. I think this is a great time. Anyway, guys, love you all, and I'll see you guys over there. Let me check my redirect. I have you. Check out OK Jersey as well. Code Husam 8% off. Peace out.